வணக்கம் தோழர்களே.
இது தமிழ் எனும் கவிதை. நான் வைஹரி.
நான் அபிநயா. The song we're going to be looking at today is the song Nallai Allai from the movie காற்று வெளியிடை. So let's get straight into it. வானில் தேடி நின்றேன், ஆழி நீ அடைந்தாய். ஆழி நான் விழுந்தால், வானில் நீ எழுந்தாய்.
I looked for you in the skies, but I found you in the ocean. I jumped into the ocean looking for you, but you again rose up in the sky.
என்னை நட்சத்திர காட்டில் அலைய விட்டாய், நான் என்ற எண்ணம் தொலைய விட்டாய்.
You made me get lost in this forest of stars. You made me lose my sense of self looking for you.
நல்லை அல்லை, நல்லை அல்லை, நன்னிலவே நீ நல்லை அல்லை.
This is not good. Oh moon, you are not good. So this is really interesting if we break it down. So obviously now we know the protagonist is talking to the moon. So if we go back and look at the previous lines, we find that I looked for you in the sky. So he's looking for the moon in the sky, but he found the moon in the ocean. So like, why would the moon be in the ocean? I'm assuming he's seen the reflection of the moon in the ocean. So he's now jumping into the ocean, looking for the moon. But again, he sees that the moon is actually in fact in the sky.
நல்லை அல்லை, நல்லை அல்லை, நள்ளிரவே நீ நல்லை அல்லை. You might wonder what this phrase நல்லை அல்லை means and where it comes from. So, the phrase நல்லை அல்லை features in two notable classical Tamil texts. The first one is Kurundogai.
So Kurundogai is a short collection of some classical Tamil poems.
So the poem reads, கருங்கால் வேங்கை வீயுகு துருகல் இரும்புலி குருளையிற் றோன்றும் காட்டிடை எல்லி வருணர் களவிற்கு நல்லை அல்லை நடுவன் நிலவே.
So the context of this poem is that a young girl in love is waiting in the middle of a forest for her lover to come. Now, although the lover is late, she's instead blaming the moon for shining so brightly. And you may wonder why. And that's actually because the moon is shining so brightly, so her lover has to come really slowly and carefully in order to not get caught. So she's saying, "Oh moon, you are no good." So the second text where Nallai Allai features in is the Kamba Ramayanam. We all know or have heard of the Ramayanam. Kamba Ramayanam is basically the first Tamil translation of the Ramayanam.
So the phrase Nallai Allai features in the Ramayanam at a point when it's a conversation between Mandare, also known as Kuni, and Kaikeyi. So this happens when Kuni is trying to very slyly convince Kaikeyi to make Bharathan the king of Ayodhya. So it's interesting because eventually Kaikeyi does succumb to Kuni's pressure and ask Dasharathan to banish Rama so that Bharathan can become the king. But initially, she is denying this and declining this by saying, எனக்கு நல்லையும் அல்லை நீ என் மகன் பரதன் தனக்கு நல்லையும் அல்லை அத்தருமமே நோக்கின் உனக்கு நல்லையும் அல்லை. So she's saying, you are no good to my son, to me, nor to yourself. So it's just really interesting to see that,
She's resisting this offer initially.
Yeah. Now that we've explored what the phrase Nallai Allai is and where it comes from, let's come back into our song. ஒலிகளின் தேடல் என்பதெல்லாம் மௌனத்தில் முடிகின்றதே, மௌனத்தின் தேடல் என்பதெல்லாம் ஞானத்தில் முடிகின்றதே.
The search for sound ends in silence. The search for silence ends in wisdom.
நான் உன்னை தேடும் வேளையிலே நீ மேகம் சூட்டி ஓடிவிட்டாய்.
At the time when I was searching for you, you covered yourself with clouds and ran away. So coming back to that imagery of the moon, of the protagonist talking to the moon, it brings to life the moon and the clouds. So the moon is just hiding behind the clouds and running away. So going into the next verse, முகை முகிழ் மொட்டென்ற நிலைகளிலே முகம் தொட காத்திருந்தேன்.
Mughai, mughul and mottu are three important stages in the process of a flower blooming. So through all that time, I waited longingly to touch you.
மலர் என்ற நிலை விட்டு பூத்திருந்தாய் மனம் கொள்ள காத்திருந்தேன்.
Now that you've become this beautifully bloomed flower, I am now waiting to experience your fragrance.
மகரந்தம் தேடி நுகரும் முன்னே வெயில் காட்டில் விழுந்து விட்டாய்.
So magarandam means pollen. So now that you've become a flower in its fully formed stage, Before I could experience your fragrance, you've wilted and withered under the sun.
நல்லை அல்லை நல்லை அல்லை நாரும் பூவே நீ நல்லை அல்லை.
This is not good. Oh fragrant flower, this is not good.
நல்லை அல்லை நல்லை அல்லை முல்லை கொல்லை நீ நல்லை அல்லை.
Mulle kolle means jasmine garden. You are no good.
So that brings us to the end of this video. If you liked it, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. அழகிய கவிதைகள் பல.
ஆனால் ஒரு மொழியே கவிதை என்றால் அதுவே
தமிழ் எனும் கவிதை. மீண்டும் சந்திப்போம்.